So guess what? Right as I'm recording right now, the sun has moved to 0 degrees of Aries. So happy astrological new year, everyone. Great time to set intentions for the whole year when the sun is at 0 degrees of Aries. And happy birthday to all the Aries out there. And more good news, all of the planets are direct and will stay direct until April 29th. So let's get started with the April transits. It's going to be a good month. So Venus is happy again. She is no longer enclosed by Mars and Saturn, and she's making her way toward Pisces. But April 1st, we have a new moon in Aries. And this is the first new moon of the astrological new year, and it's important. And this moon is about us, our relationship with ourselves. Um, it's conjunct Mercury. It gives us confidence. It gives us courage to move forward with our plans and a clear head. So we have this clear, concise way to move forward with that new moon. And it's a great time just to set intentions for the whole month. Get ready for spring. Get ready for good things happening. April's going to be better than March, I think. But the new moon is at 11 degrees of Aries, and I hope Susie will do a new moon video for that one because I do think it's so important. So on the 4th of April, Mars and Saturn will be conjunct again. This is a combination that it can bring discipline, it can bring determination, but really Mars and Saturn together, it doesn't make for a good pairing. Mars and Saturn were actually conjunct when we first had our restrictions from the virus, when, we were made to stay home, the kids didn't go to school. So Mars being the action and Saturn being the restriction. So we're having that transit again on the 4th of April. But just face that transit in a personal way with, personal determination. It's at 21 degrees of Aquarius. So if you have planets near that degree, and in a fixed sign, especially, that would be Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus, then that conjunction would be important for you. On April 5th, Venus ingresses into Pisces, and she's happy in Pisces, and a happy Venus is a happy us, right? So she's exalted there, and we'll have her there for almost a month before she moves along to Aries. But that's going to be a happier, more loving period for everyone because Venus is once again happy. So Venus in Pisces makes everyone just a little bit more compassionate, a little more loving, a little more giving. That watery energy makes everyone maybe a little more emotional, but in a good way. Now, on the 10th, Mercury will move into Taurus. So this gives our thinking, our planning stability. Taurus is a fixed sign, and this gives everybody the ability to plan things that are more stable. In Taurus, we can also have guarded thinking. We're not as out there as we were when Mercury was in Aries. So be ready to think about some money, think about love, think about sensual things, think about good food, because Taurus is all of those things, and Mercury is what we think about. Okay, y'all, on the 12th of April, Jupiter and Neptune will be conjunct in Pisces at 23 degrees. I think everybody's kind of been waiting for this conjunction, and I see the good and the bad in it. So the modern ruler of Pisces is Neptune, and the ancient ruler of Pisces was Jupiter. So they're both at home right there, but it's a watery combination. And I did a little bit of research, and when this combination has happened before, there's been a lot of flooding. It's it's good because everybody wants to be more compassionate and loving and giving, and they're altruistic and they're thinking about spiritual things, and it all seems so big and so good. But is it? Because Neptune can be deceptive. So we've got big, expansive Jupiter and Neptune dissolves. It's that watery dissolving of things that don't work for us anymore. But it is also very spiritual and loving and that unconditional love. But with Jupiter there too, which is our belief systems, what we have faith in. So is this much bigger, greater faith, or are we deceiving ourselves? I really think this goes both ways. So we just need to watch what we really put our faith in at this time and watch for some water, possibly. So Jupiter and Neptune together, they're visionary. It's humanitarian. It can be so good. People can really set their sights on dreams. You know, dream big during this time, that you forget that Neptune can sometimes be a little deceptive. I think it's going to be a great transit. Where is that in your chart? Look for that. Look for that conjunction at 23 degrees of Pisces. Okay, so on the 14th, Mars will join the crowd in Pisces. Now, where Venus loves Pisces, Mars not so much. It prefers the fiery signs. But Mars in Pisces can be a little more compassionate about things. I think maybe people let things go that they might get angry about at other times. It's a nice place to have Mars, because it makes us a little kinder, maybe a little less apt to um, show our anger. It's just a little watery, a little emotional, and Mars really doesn't care for that. But it'll still be a good transit because Mars is joining his friends in, in Pisces. Okay, so on April 16th, we have our full moon in Libra. And this full moon is going to kind of be that culmination of the new moon in Aries. The Libra moon is balanced, it's fair minded, it's truly about other people. This is a good time for love, it's a good time for romance, it's a good time to let go of things that aren't balanced in your life, to let go of anything that causes those imbalances, that causes the scales to tilt the wrong direction, because Libra is about the scales. It's about that balance. It's about being fair. So where the Aries new moon was more about our relationship to ourselves and our own self-confidence and how we start things, this Libra full moon will be more about other people and how we handle our relationships. So I'm looking forward to that. Again, hopefully Susie will do a live video for that one as well. Okay, so on the 29th, Pluto will go retrograde at 28 degrees of Capricorn. I believe it stays in retrograde for around 5 months. And so I think we're used to the energy of the retrogrades of the outer planets because they do stay in retrograde motion for so long. So Mercury will also enter Gemini on that same day. Mercury loves Gemini, is at home in Gemini, and will move from that Taurian way of thinking, the sensuality and the food and the money kind of stuff, to just thinking about good communication and planning with other people. Um, Mercury and Gemini is a good time to for any publishing projects, for any kind of um, planning, communication, internet work. All of that stuff is great when Mercury moves into Gemini. And last but so not least, on April 30th, we have our new moon solar eclipse at 10 degrees of Taurus. So this one is interesting, y'all, because it is also conjuncting Uranus, and Uranus is making a trine to Mars. So that's pretty nice. But Uranus is going to kind of throw a little bit of maybe awkward energy into this. The Uranian energy is being open to change. It's all about change. And then Taurus, not so much. Taurus is such a fixed sign. It's probably the most fixed sign. So where do you have 10 degrees of Taurus? Because that is where this is going to take place. Now, I haven't told you the best part yet, because Venus will also be conjunct Jupiter. Our two benefic planets conjunct at this new moon. So at 10 degrees of Taurus, and with Venus and Jupiter conjunct, this is going to be an amazing time. So the Venus Jupiter conjunction happens at 27 degrees of Pisces. Where do you have 27 degrees of Pisces? This is where those two benefics come together, can bring luck, bring love, can bring beautiful new beginnings, can expand your love life, can expand all things beautiful for you. This is just going to be an awesome conjunction. I love this new moon. It is going to be amazing. So we'll be able to get in touch with what we really value. Taurus is our values. I talked about love and food, but I didn't mention it's also what we value the most. Um, we'll get in touch with our own talents and abilities and how to put them to better use. How can our own talents serve us in a way that's profitable for us, or that makes us value ourselves more and value other people. So with this new moon, think personal finances, ownership, safety, security, comfort, sensuality, all of these things. So I think I'd like to go through the ascendants, and that will show you what house this amazing Jupiter Venus conjunction will be in, and maybe what it might bring for you. So if you have your ascendant in Aries, this conjunction will be in your 12th house. This is a place where your dreams could come true, really. It's also a place where, with this conjunction, you may have dreams, like literal dreams, while you're sleeping dreams. But it's also a place where you can think about your faith and what you really care about. It's a place where you can use, I think it enlightens our subconscious a little bit with this conjunction there. And it's a very humanitarian placement. So all you Aries out there, look to be more humanitarian at this time and look to make some of your dreams come true. Now, if you have your ascendant in Taurus, this beautiful conjunction will be in your 11th house. Look for expanding friendships. Look for new opportunities for organizations you care about. This is also the house of hopes, wishes, and dreams. This is a good place to make your wishes come true. What do you wish for? What are you dreaming of? Um, do you want new friends? Do you want to start your own organization? This is a good time maybe to meet someone on the internet because the 11th house rules that kind of technology. So be ready for good friendships if you have Taurus rising. So for Gemini rising, this is going to put the conjunction in your 10th house. Wow, the way you're seen in the world. Now, I will tell you this, when you have Venus and Jupiter conjunct in the 10th house, you shine. That is where everyone can see you. It's that highest point in our chart. I say this all the time, but it's where we're seen in the world. It's how we're seen in the world. So if you're looking for a new career, if you're looking to advance in your own business, whatever you're looking for, you are shining at this time, and it's definitely the time to do it because people can see that Venus Jupiter shine all over you. Okay, let's see what we have. Gemini, Cancer. All right, so this conjunction, if you're a Cancer rising, will be in your 9th house. Great time to expand your studies, to learn new things. I mean, this would be an awesome time to teach, to learn, to travel. This would be an amazing time to travel. Now, I know that the world climate right now may not be conducive to traveling, but maybe travel in your mind. Maybe this would be a good place just to sit down and read good books about other countries, learn a new language. Because with Jupiter there, it's about faith, and Venus there about beauty and love. It's a great place to have this if you want to expand your knowledge. All right, so if you have Leo rising, that would put this beautiful conjunction in your 8th house. So this is an interesting place because this is the house of other people's money. You might just find that one of your debts is paid off. I mean, you may just find that somebody gives you money. Or how about this? It's tax season, right? Maybe the IRS forgives your tax debt because the 8th house is also about taxes. Good things can happen with this one, especially monetarily. All right, so if you are Virgo rising, that's going to put this conjunction of Venus and Jupiter in your 7th house of committed relationships. Maybe it's the time you get engaged. Maybe this is the time for you to ask someone else to go into partnership with you. This is a good time for partnerships because, again, it's not quite like the 10th house where you're shining like that and everyone can see it, but it is a time when it's beneficial to start committed relationships or start a new commitment with your business partners. It's a good time to maybe make friends with your open enemies because you're so much more loving with that Jupiter and Venus. All right, enough of that. So if you're Libra rising, this will be in your 6th house. Now, I love this because 6th house is our everyday routine. You just might find yourself um, waking up and skipping off to get your coffee and just in a really good mood and happy. This is a good aspect for your health in this house. It's also a great time to enjoy your pets, loving all of them. And it's also a great time just for your everyday work because I think you'd be more friendly. Everybody's more friendly with this conjunction. It's a happy conjunction. So you can take your happiness to work with you, right? Hey, if you are Scorpio rising, lucky you, because this conjunction happens in your 5th house of love affairs, children, creativity. Now, honestly, this would be an amazing time to start a new project, to put your creativity to use. The Maybe the things that you've been just kind of thinking about, the money might come in to start that new project, or you might just come up with this amazing new idea to do something different. This could also be a good time to get pregnant. And if you would rather not get pregnant, it might be a good time to do something to prevent that. Also, a good timing to spend time with your children, enjoy them. The fifth house is childlike. So enjoy your children, enjoy childlike things, go somewhere and have fun. I love this for you, Scorpio risings. I feel like you're lucky with this one. All right, if you have Sag rising, this will happen in your fourth house. So your fourth house is your family, your home, it's your parents. Um, so maybe it's a good time to reconnect with your mom or dad. Have a family reunion, have a get together. This will all be great things to do if you're a Sag rising. Start a new home project. It'd also be a great time to beautify your home in a big way. Venus beauty, Jupiter expansive, you know, do a remodeling project. Okay, if you're a Capricorn rising, we have this conjunction in your third house. Well, the third house is publishing, neighbors, brothers and sisters, and it's communication. So your style of communication at this time, because of this conjunction, might just be so sweet that book that you've wanted to publish for years, or that project that you've been working on and trying to sell it for all this time finally happens, right? Also, in the third house, you may just enjoy time with your brothers and sisters, with your siblings, with your neighbors. It's a good time for short journeys. Take a trip to the beach. Take a trip just down the road. Do something you've never done before. You know, I know in my state there are places everywhere to go, and I've only been to a few of them. So don't limit yourself. Use that time to communicate and travel and enjoy your siblings. Okay, so if you're Aquarius rising, lucky you too, because this happens in your second house of values, money, career, talents. This is a good time to show your talents. Start that new business. Use those talents that you have, whatever it is, to make more money. Venus is money. You could see money coming, you could get a raise with this conjunction. There are so many good things that can happen in this second house, but I think the best thing is that you may find how much you truly value yourself. Your value system might change for the better. You may see yourself in a whole different light, as well as other people. Okay, and finally, if you are Pisces rising, it is all about you. So, this conjunction in the first house, okay, now this would be the good time to go. And if you wanted to have work done, I mean, like plastic surgery, something like that, aesthetic work, anything like that, great time to do that with Venus there and Jupiter, of course. Also, a great time to go get your hair done, to pamper yourself, because really it is all about you. And the closer it is to your ascendant, that's that's our physical body. So it's also a great time just to show off your amazing personality, because with Jupiter there, it makes it more buoyant, expressive. Um, it's a good time to believe in yourself more than you ever have. It's a really feel good place to have that conjunction. So, if you want to learn more about the transits in your own chart, you can book a reading with me or one of our other brilliant astrologers. You can see that in the notes below. Please like, share, and comment. Let me know what you would like to hear more about. Be looking for those, that new moon in Aries, that full moon in Libra, and most of all, that beautiful solar eclipse in Taurus. It's going to be a great month, y'all. See you next month.